has used the Freedom of Information Act. The Progressive Empowerment Party has used the Freedom of Information Act, has written every regional corporation in this country to ask, is Kiss Baking Company breaking the law? All of the regional corporations have written back and said, yes, Rene de Gans and Kiss Baking Company are breaking the law. So why the law is not being enforced? Why is the police service and the municipal corporation police not going after the Kiss illegal vendors on the side of the road? I was listening to you all. You see, when you say we're not bringing water from the freaking moon, you get me vexed this morning. You get me vexed because that's a fact. This is a nation that floods and droughts. Yeah. That is a testimony to the fools that we have in the parliament. That's right. It is a circus clown, a band of incompetence. You trying to tell me, a child. I remember a story that was told once that the United States of America has invested $150 million US in the creation of a pen that could write in zero gravity, even upside down. The Russians use a pencil. I remember watching this video about this truck trailer, massive 24-wheeler, stuck under one of those bridges. It's driving and stuck. And they bring all the engineers and they bring the people who build the truck to find out they could take it apart. A little boy who was riding his bicycle waiting to pass under the bridge said, why y'all don't just let some air out the tires? Felicia was talking about critical thinking in the University of West Indies. There are monkey economists in this country that can't explain to nobody, not even themselves. And they get vexed with me and they deflect and distract and misdirect and attack me ad hominem about the person, mash me up. Philip, are you an economist? No. But I have a critical mind and I could ask, how the hell does a nation that exports more than it imports, that is the third wealthiest country in the Western Hemisphere, have a dollar that is worth 7 TT to 1 US, if it is not to facilitate the banks raping Trinidad and Tobago? How do you explain it? Barbados, the only oil they have is the cooking oil that is imported. Yeah. How does Barbados have a 2-to-1? They had a 1-to-1 for a long time. How do they explain that? Barbados is not in the top 10. How do they explain that? Trinidad and Tobago per capita is ahead of Mexico. We are ahead of Brazil. We are ahead of Venezuela, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. How do we have a dollar that is 6.77 to 1 US if that is not just rape? Where are the monkey economists from the University of the West Indies to explain that to Trinidad and Tobago? Worse, where are the monkey economists to say that even though our dollar is 7 to 1 US, it has 1/15 the spending power? Because you don't multiply 7 to 1 when you import it. You don't. Because you can't compare a car that's selling in Sabga Motors for $500,000 that's selling on TV on Amazon for 20,000 US. So if you multiply it by 7, you get 140. That's $140,000. Let me say 100% to ship it and clear it. 280,000. How we reach 500,000? Yeah. You go buy BMW in Trinidad to buy a mirror for your car. It's $5,000. You go on eBay, it's $280. How do you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely right. Bro.
How do you explain it? How do you wake the people up of this country that it is not about your race, it is not about your base, it is not about who look like you and who song like you and who come to blow smoke up your ass and tell you my tanty line with your mommy and my papi used to pitch marble with yours? That's not what you're voting for. You're voting for somebody to go into that office and run the country effectively to the benefit of everybody.
Yeah. Everybody.
That's the whole job. It's not about nigger coolie Chinese Syrian. Not about that. It's about who goes into that office and make sure every single person's tap have water in it this morning. And if you can't do it, fire your blasted self. That if Fatima College is a prestige school and Mokorapo Secondary is a failed school and the only thing separating them is a ribbon of tar, fire your blasted self. That the nation in the world that has the largest fixed deposit of pitch cannot have the smoothest roads on the planet. How are we so foolish? How are we so stupid? Wayne Dyer said there is no tree in the forest that has limbs or branches so foolish as to fight among themselves. We in Trinidad and Tobago, we can't even learn that. We can't even tell how to come in out of the rain. People doing us what they want and we just taking it. And I'm listening to the nonsense artists in the media. Keith Rowley stand up in the parliament yesterday and say, the documents for AV oil are with the DPP. Roger Gaspard says Keith Rowley lied. The Speaker of the House now has a responsibility to take action against Keith Rowley for abusing parliamentary privilege and lying to the House. But that's not going to happen because the Speaker is a PNM appointee. So the bullshit starts there. So the Parliament can't work, the government can't work, the cabinet can't work. Where the hell we going? You're talking 21 policies. There's one policy Trinidad and Tobago need to learn. And if we can't get this, we dead. We ain't there today, we ain't there tomorrow, we dead the day after. Melissa Dilba is writing me to tell me that her pregnant sister was held at gunpoint and her car taken, and it took 2 hours for the police to come. And the entirety of that story, when you hear it, is so insane, and in Trinidad, it's normal. That the only policy that Trinbagonians need to learn, and if we can't learn it, if Inshan Ishmael and Rhoda Barrett and Marcia Braveboy and this fat bagger Alu, what's his name? Daryl what? Daryl Duku. If they can't learn country first as a policy, we going nowhere. We going nowhere. When Felicia said Stuart Young should have been fired in any other country, he would have been. You go to the man who is in charge of frying chicken in KFC, and he tell you, chicken can't fry. Fire him.
Very true.
That's your job. No, but Janice, that is the job. If you was the chicken fryer and you can't fry the chicken, what's the next step?
Yeah, look the door they tell.
But the reason I use KFC is Trinidadians understand KFC, you know. If you're going KFC and you pay for your 3 piece and you come on and you get 2, partner. But if you ask for a breast and ring and they get a leg and tie, the boy they had to hear him out. Man will drive for next hour back to say, that is not what I asked for. I remember recording was on Facebook, a woman calling they share it on Facebook, a woman calling the KFC cussing. She said, always sell me a football team. A football team, only back and wing in the box. How it is we understand KFC. How it is we understand that we are supposed to get what we ask for in the freaking box. But we don't understand that jackass in Parliament, that man who is the Prime Minister, he has one job. He said it when they swore him in. The buck stops with me. Which buck he was talking about, Rowley? The buck all you bring with all you? That buck? Because the bucks have never stopped since you came into office. A crocus bag of ass about Ram Logan and Ramdeen. Let me say this straight up to Trinidad and Tobago. If they're guilty of anything and you could prosecute them today, tomorrow, and twice on Sunday. But don't pretend for me for 1 minute and Ram Logan and Ramdeen is the sum total of our corruption in a country that spent $1.2 billion more for a Taruba stadium that was supposed to cost 136 million. That's 10 times the price. That is like you go to KFC to buy a dinner box for $30 and the man cash and say $300. $300 for this 3 piece of chicken and fries. But I pay 30, yes, but normally. But there's a P&M box of chicken. So you pay 300 for this one.
I love it. A P&M box of chicken.
Wait with that one there.
Oh, come on, man. Scarborough Hospital approved for 120 million, cost 1.2 billion. And nobody make a jail. But the media parading Ram Logan and Ramdeen. Who was in charge of that? How come Rowley make a jail for Las Alturas? He is a doctor of freaking rocks. His one job is to understand how the soil works. And you build Las Alturas on shifting sand, cost the country $150 million. Jail his ass. We spending millions more to tear down Las Alturas. I keep telling Trinidad and Tobago, a progressive empowerment party government would create an anti-corruption bureau with one goal, partner, to bring these mocking pretenders to justice. I want to tell you something. All you need to touch, forget everything else, you know. You see NIPDEC? Open up NIPDEC files. Open up UDCOT, HDC, EFCL. You see when they ask you where the money gone? Sport TT, EMBD. We know Anil Roberts and the $34 million to E-Beam, we know about that because the PNM media rammed that down your throat. But the PNM media rammed the $500 million stolen under the Gary Hunt PNM. They didn't talk about, they still don't talk about the $1.2 million Gary Hunt paid Andre Abraham for a flag.
Gold.
Even now, that is too much money for a blasted flag.
Yeah.
And the man had the audacity to sit down in a press conference and say, all you don't know the price of national pride.
Ah.
National pride is $1.2 million for a flag. And Trinidadians not stupid. I mean, they don't understand numbers. They can't tell you the difference. When you reach a million, they're in trouble. And when you reach a billion, well, boy, a billion sound like a million with wheels. But they know that a flag can't cost $1.2 million. It can't. It cannot. And this jackass come and say, if they win back the election, they're going to build 30 more flags. That's what he was going to do. The whole country must see these massive flags flapping in the wind, and they will inspire all of us to stand up and put our hands on our hearts and sing the national anthem randomly. That was Gary Hunt's plan.
Oh gosh. I'm not able to this one.
And there's a PNM man named Hunt that brought in a container of arms and ammunition that was seized on the port. And we have pictures of the container with the serial number. And I put it out in the public space 2 years now and called for an investigation. The other day I was going through all my files. You see, they wake me up, They wake me up, boy, Tony. I'm going in the ass, you know. They wake me up. And I see this and I say, wait now. We never hear about this. You bring in a container of arms and ammunition without authorization. That is a jailable offense. You smuggle one gun, you bring I think it was a 40-foot container.
Who else supplying, man?
But PNM people know about the little Indian who had weed in the chicken. They know that. Because that's what the PNM media for. These stinking dirty cobos and dwens. That's what they're for. To stunt for you. To come and pretend you must see them outside the magistrate court. 900 of phalanx. We want to ask Ramdeen, are you praying, sir? That's the bullshit we get from media in Trinidad and Tobago. When Gary Griffith take him out behind the tool shed and she took Calpet, Trinidadians understood. She deserved that every single time. Every single time. And Trinidadians are fed up, Trinidadians are fed up, and they're fed up of both the PNM and the UNC. And when I said that I will extend an olive branch to anybody else to annihilate this PNM, they thought that meant that we would let the UNC criminals off the hook. But I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago, we have to make a decision now. Because the numbers ahead of us are simple numbers to read. UNC can't win the election on its own. The PEP, if it runs against the PNM and the UNC, might split the vote and put that nasty PNM back in office. So the name of the game is a rescue. Who you think you could talk with more? Honestly, I believe my uncles and aunties that used to stand on the sidelines of the PNM and thief through the back door, who used to wait and say, we eating some malfoof and some tabbouleh home in by somebody's house in Goodwood Park, and we're talking about we going and run a highway down this stretch. Alright, so everybody get out the checkbook, run down in the bush and buy up all the land for $1 a mile. And when the government announced that they're building this highway, they claim it, they're buying it from people who's selling it for $100 a yard. That's where our money goes. Our money goes where the Ministry of Health has 3 competing bids for the supply of certain supplies, and 2 of the bids are ghosts. They don't exist. Their jobs are just to inflate the price so that the thief could run away with the price. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. There are people in this country importing cloth and over-invoicing it so they could claim back increased VAT. There is madness and corruption at every level of Trinidad and Tobago, and you are not going to get it fixed easily, and you're certainly not going to get the PNM to do it, because the PNM is the most criminal, corrupt organization this country has ever known. And to this day, neither Emil Elias or Keith Rowley or Keith's wife Sharon could explain what the hell happened in Landate. They can't explain. We don't know how it shifts from agricultural land to residential land. We don't know how state assets get used on that land. We don't know none of those things, because in this land of a distinction without a difference, you could get off on a technicality. The opposing lawyer didn't wear the right color drawers today, so we toss the case. And that gets buried on the back page, because the media's job is to distract you with today's bullshit. Where's today's buck? What's going on today to fool the people while the country is being raided? $60 billion is spent to operate this country. $9 billion is spent on national security to do what exactly? Felicia talking about the Coast Guard man who called her, all of them should resign in shame. You swear oath to defend this country, and you can't stand up and speak out, but you'll call Felicia and give her talk? They don't mad play that with me anymore. The Coast Guard park up in Hardscotch, Chagaramas, and drugs and guns running across this country's borders like water. Ironically, in a country that don't have water.
Yeah, right? Ridiculous.
When you tell them decentralize WASA into 41 companies, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense that PNM sycophantic rabbit trolls, their brains shut down. They want to argue with you, you know. They want to find a reason to say, it doesn't make sense to give me more. They want to defend less because it's good for the country. The Prime Minister not tightening his belt though, them getting fat. In a nation where, not ask Trinidad and Tobago. Malaya, what's Obama's second daughter name? Malaya?
Malia.
Malaya and who?
Sasha.
Sasha and Malaya. Imagine, if you will, Barack Obama has been elected President of the United States. And he says to the whole nation, for all the years I've been in politics, and I've told you, Sasha and Malaya are the only children I had. Every time I signed a document that says, I swear that the above to be true, these two grown men here are also my children. And I lied to the nation for the past 31 years. And I taught them to lie about who their father was so that I could lie to you so I could get government. What do you think would have happened to Barack Obama?
Impeached?
The media would have shut him down that
Shortest
day.
presidency.
It would have shut him down that day. He couldn't call a press conference. There is nothing he could have brought up into the public space and discuss that the media wouldn't interrupt him. Brother, we don't want to hear about that. Yeah, invade this one, bomb that one, don't care. You lie about them two children. You lied. That is a criminal offense. Account for your behavior. If you couldn't come straight to the nation about your own children, why would we trust you today? To all the PNM people who go and find a way to justify, well, boy, was the outside children, you know, Trinidad, there's people bullying wind. Yeah, we could do that. We must do that kind of nonsense. And we don't understand why the country is so bad because we defend stupidity. But you wouldn't go in care and say, oh, I would like that I look like a breast and we're going to take that. We're not taking that. We're not taking that. You ever see a man come back in a gas station, vex this Coke's flat? Flat! With my bubbles. You know you're entitled to your bubbles. But you're not entitled to a proper government. We are a nation of jackasses. We are caught up in the thick of thin things. We argue over nonsense and foolishness. You know when our Trinidadians realize what Trinidad really is and what it could be? When they leave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
When you are in another country and you're talking to your friends and your family in Trinidad and you're seeing the news feed and the things that the Chinese post them, you not only realize what Trinidad is, then with clear eyes, because you could contrast and compare with what you're experiencing now, and because of what you're experiencing now, you know what Trinidad could be.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly that.
I watched Fitzgerald Hines tell Hema Ramkisoon how excited he was in England. Every time he turned on the tap, there was water. Like a chimpanzee at the zoo clapping his
That
hands.
is what I was thinking.
That's clapping. Look water again. Water again. This is magic. This is a country where somebody told me on Saturday that we are importing water from Saudi Arabia and selling it in Trinidad and Tobago. And I say, you know what, it's time to pack and leave. Because if Trinidad and Tobago could import water from the freaking desert and can't catch we own water here, it is time to leave. It is time to leave. There is... Listen, man. Listen. Ian Griffith said we whining on a sinking ship. ELI.
Yeah. So true.
That's what we doing.
So true.
Raise your hand and Lego. That's what we doing. But You park up in Super Farm with your wife or your mother, and you open the door, and you try to understand, why is this man pressing this piece of steel against my face? And then it dawns on you, it is a gun. And you look into the face of a young man, and you're trying to comprehend what's going on. While out of the corner of your eyes, you're seeing other young men rummaging through your mother or your girlfriend bag and pockets, and emptying your glove compartment and digging around in your car. And if you're lucky, that's all they take. Because with that gun, you could end up in the trunk. And your girlfriend or your mother could get unexpected entertainment that night. And they could dump the two of your dead bodies somewhere. Because bullets cheap. Bullets cheap in Trinidad, and they could dump your two dead bodies somewhere. And go back and say, there's a car we thief, we rape a woman, we thief all this money. Do we qualify to be in the gang? In a nation that has no social development and management. And these young fellas that come of age, 6, 7, find out they see daddy dead. I remember watching a little boy stand up in the road crying while his father bleeding out in the street on Mount Coco outside a church, and the pastor in purple silk stand up on the church wall praying. I'm saying, this is a mad nation. Where is social development to come and grab this child immediately and take him somewhere and secure his mind? We're making another criminal. The two children that survived the madness that Joey Romaya and them unleashed on that family. You remember the family? This is why they end up hanging Chady and all of them. That family, they went and kill everybody. They get instruction, kill everybody, but they leave a little boy and a little girl. Their lives came to nothing. This is a country that don't understand social development and management is the whole job of the government. That everything about the government is social development and management. That without people social to develop and manage, there's no need for government. That education shouldn't be a ministry, it should be a department of education. National security shouldn't be a ministry, it should be a department of national security. Labor shouldn't be a ministry, it should be a department of labor. And all three of those come under the super ministry of social development and management that encapsulates the vision of the government for the people. How do we take everybody forward? But this little stunting jackass, Stuart Young, went on the TV to say like a rising tide raises all boats in his bathtub, home by him. Because he don't know. He don't know what the hell he talking about. He's sitting in a cabinet of buffoons. Keith Rowley is a stupid man. Keith Rowley will never debate me. He will use every excuse. But I will shame him. I will stand on one leg with one hand tied behind my back and give him a head start and still make him look like an ass. Keith Rowley is a stupid man. And he is surrounding himself by stupid people. You know who's the smartest man in the cabinet? Clarence Rambarat. Clarence Rambarat is an intelligent man. He's a professor, he's an attorney and a columnist. And he's smart enough to know, don't open that mouth and expose that powerful brain, because Rowley will have to fire you. Rowley cannot be overshadowed in that cabinet. Because you see, the Kabbalists that pull in his strings, they have one mission. And that one mission is to thief out the country. And they're thieving it out at a level where all that is left to steal is taxpayer money. To put you to work and you bring money and hand it to massa. And we're at the point now where they've written laws that is taking away your civil rights and essential liberties. You can't stand up and talk. You can't stand up and talk in this country because they'll find a reason. This is a government that is, the master stroke is an accuser. Sherman McNichols. They built an entire case. Patrick Manning, that nasty devil, built an entire case. That nasty man who went to build a love nest for him and his prophetess with Trinidadian $55 million in the bush. Remember he? PM could also stand for project manager. Remember when he said that shit? Take that. Take that. Prime Minister Patrick Manning, project manager, doer of the twins in the forest. Because that's who he was. That's who he was. And he and Sherman McNichols concocted a plot on a plane to pull down a Chief Justice who let Bastio Pandey off the hook. That's what I understand the story to be. And that when time came for Sherman McNichols to make the testimony that cost the country hundreds of millions of dollars and all of the drama involved in pursuing Chief Justice Sharma, Sherman McNichols refused to testify. He should have been jailed for that. But this is a country that now has an accuser. Wayne Sturge, was it Wayne Sturge? No, Robin Montano asked, and he is correct. They charge you in trafficking cocaine. and in conspiracy to traffic cocaine. They charge you for murder and conspiracy to commit murder. But they don't charge you with conspiracy without the overarching crime. And all Ram Logan and Ramdeen has been charged with so far, I understand, is a conspiracy that they can't prove took place. So you're telling me that all you need is an accuser, a dying Queen's Counsel, who when I was doing my research this morning, I found out that he had put Judicot under fire. So what is this dying Queen's Counsel's role in our politics? What is his role? Because don't get me wrong, I will be the last man to bat. Although I seen the accolades coming for Ramdeen, and I had to admit it, he is an extremely helpful guy. In politics, Ramdeen, as an attorney, he is willing to give of his time and his advice to assist, and he knew. General Ramdeen knew that I was never going to be a UNC. General Ramdeen knew that everything I was doing was building a different, and he just knew country first. So there have been times that I've needed help and assistance and advice in matters of law. Then General Ramdeen was helpful. And Ram Logan is a stunting jackass. I don't have time for him. But if he is innocent, I will not stand idly by and allow this PNM machinery to railroad him. Of the things that he is guilty of, bring him to justice. But don't make crap up. I'm trying to understand how the current AG is writing new laws to prosecute the past AG. And that somehow don't make sense to me. You can't change the rules of the game after the fact and apply them. All these laws that they're talking about retrograde and going back in time. Brother man, take us back to Call the Heart.
Yes.
That's right.
See that?
If we're going back in time, take this country to Scarborough, Canada, to reclaim the towers built that was built with our money. Exhume Eric Williams. Light him on fire. Burn that demon. And then bless the hole you're going to put the ashes in. Because we need to go back to there. If you're going back in time, Faris, go back to the moment when the parliament was already dissolved and you and Patrick Manning concocted to rent your family one Alexandra place to the state. Go back in time today. Go back in time today. And Trinidad and Tobago, 1.4 million of y'all who sitting down this morning with your hand up your nose or in your ear or in your pants to understand how to fix it. They say, boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know what you do? The same thing the Americans do, the Dutch do, the Swedish do, the Swiss do, the Germans do, the Japanese do. The same the people in South Africa fought to do. Vote. And vote sensibly. Vote for your country. Vote for your country. I am the kind of man will fire myself. I am serious. I will fire my friend. I'll fire my wife. I'll fire my brother. I'll fire my child. If you are to be a man of integrity and character, it can't be subject to change. It can't be, you can't be half pregnant. It can't be dependent on the situation or the circumstances. There's a word in the English language called juxtapose. I love that word. Because when you juxtapose one word against the other, it changes the meaning of the first word. You know, if you see a sign that says International Grill, you expect a certain level of service. International House of Pancakes, International Whorehouse. You expect things to happen a certain way. I say things to make sure that everybody is paying attention. And Felicia was falling asleep for a minute.
I was not, and I always know when you're coming with those things. Back and point.
What listeners are probably, what was that? What did he just say?
You cannot pretend for a minute that what is happening in this country is anywhere like the real operation of a country. You can't. You can't pretend that. And if we could be arresting Ram Logan and Ramdeen for conspiracy, where are all the other conspiracies? Kid Rowley, AV Oil didn't happen on its own. There was a conspiracy. Where are those co-conspirators? Where are they? So if you can't charge Nazim or Nizam or whatever his name is as yet, if between you and the DPP you all can't really agree on where the files are as yet, at least send Gary and Sort to lock up all the co-conspirators while we sort the rest of that crap out.
Yeah.
Yeah? While we sort it out.
Yeah.
The purchase of Air Jamaica that has been a drain on this economy was a conspiracy. The jackass that told Trinidad and Tobago that there will be an advantage and a benefit to us to own Air Jamaica, branded Air Jamaica, but we don't own Jamaica. That jackass conspired with others to thief money. Who sold the Heathrow slots and we lost the money? Who did that? That is a conspiracy. Jail them. Who sat in the cabinet and agreed to build Taruba Stadium in Brian Lara name for $136 million and allowed it to reach $1.2 billion? All of those, that entire cabinet, those are conspirators. Before and after the fact, jail them. Jail the people responsible for Chancery Lane project, San Fernando, that stole hundreds of millions. Go and jail everybody in the racket rail conspiracy. Imagine this country, Patrick Manning fooled people into believing that you could spend $567 million to do a study for a rapid rail in a country this small when Panama spent $1 billion on double the size of the Panama Canal. We get paper. We get paper. And Trinbagonians sitting down thinking that somehow that have to do with race? Because the jackasses on the media. Take it from there, you know. Take it from there. If I talk anymore, it's more court closed. If I talk anymore, I vex. And I live in a country. But I want Trinidad and Tobago to know, you know, the president was just set with me. And I love that president. Because there's a funny thing with a man like me, eh? They ever say, when you come to kill the king, never miss. Janice needs to pay some bills.
Yep, we gotta pay some bills, so we shall be right back.
Saved by the bell.
I am so going to use that line from now on.
What's that?
Defend your government like you defend the KFC.
This commercially booked segment as the truth that you have to judge for yourself. We, however,
My name is Sharon Amara.
She here?
statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government control,
Oh
media,
my
and
goodness.
corruption, it is sometimes
Janice, how many hours is this run?
the truth, but we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe
As soon as this ads come,
constitutional right to free speech to voice our opinion and our
as soon as you come out of it,
nation and
open
country
it.
to expose the truth. More FM
Let me take some.
takes no responsibility for the opinion.
How you end up sick now?
My resistance low. I'm sleeping well and just trying to do all the shit that I do. It's arresting. So the supplements I've been packing. Yeah, you have to feel like you can stand up and walk again.
Oh, you supplement?
What?
What are you talking about? Slack me.
Aye, well, aye.
They have a live video running, eh? Let me remind both of you. Eyes on.
Join the Progressive Empowerment Party. Our policies are changing the national conversation. Visit our website at
They can't be making us
Loose.
Oh, it's turning into my
Loose. When we come back, we are going to be taking calls. Kevin the Freighter staying. Remember, you're still alive. We're taking calls when we come back. Thanks a lot for the reminder, Kevin, but I know. Unfortunately, I have no way for you all to hear the callers.
2 seconds is all it takes. Do you really need to look at that message while driving? Is reading that message more important than the life of someone or
Listen.
your life?
Listen.
Think. What do you believe you will miss?
Right.
Yeah.
That 2 seconds you took your eyes off the road, you missed what's most important. Remember your life and the life
Jonas,
of others.
put the rest at the end now. Let me go in. I don't have much more time.
While driving, that two-second glance can wait.
What's that?
I'll pay you 2 hours for
Message from
a while.
Put it on the end now. Just put let go, let defer to the end. Just take some calls because I had to go.
Redemption 6 the concert.
Pull out the whip. Pull out the whip.
What up, Trinidad? This is Sam Max Reese. Don't forget I will be at Redemption 6 on Saturday, June the 1st. Redemption. Get ready to rock with me. Redemption concert. Saturday night at this very time.
Paris Hammond live.
It's Yellow Man and Marley and them from 70s. Marley was in the 70s.
Trinidad, Taurus Riley. Live with its full band.
Yeah, man. Marley was in the 70s.
Redemption
Yellow Man.
main topic.
Remember? Yellow Man and Fathead, boy.
Yeah.
Grew up on the classic. Chopin.
No, but reggae was a different thing. Rockers and dancehall.
Rockers, yeah.
Dancehall kind of mash it up. I mean, they come and get to. But Buju though. Give Buju props.
Buju had his time, man. Fatty Ranks and all them fellas and them. Wait there, man. Who that come?
Apache Indian. Remember Apache Indian? Now, but Fathead was my boy. This thing is takes so. Anyway.
You get into the rack or something?
No.
You're going for lunch after?
I go to the office. I'm testing them people. And then I'll go and set up with them boys and them to do the hop stunt.
Never want to put into it. Okay, stop on your coffee. Stop on your coffee. Stop for a coffee.
Well, I can get a coffee. I need a pay. Talk about that. Important thing in the family.
Go and get it now. Go by my room.
What? For the coffee?
I want that tea. Bring that tea.
Coffee and tea?
Janice, you want anything?
No.
Tell them it's for me. They'll know to make it. 628-9595, 628-3131. Those are the numbers to call and have your say. Our lead-in song is always talk your talk, and we do everything in our power to give everybody a chance to have their say. All that we ask is when you call, please remember to not have your listening device on loud behind. It gives us feedback. And also keep it short and sweet and to the point so that everybody else gets a chance.
Good morning.
You calling Kid Rowley a jackass is not racial, and it is not a state secret. It is not a state secret. No, let him talk. Listen. Still there, where you going?
You go on.
Let him come. Let him come. Let him come out the woodworks. But calling him a jackass is not a state secret. Hello, good morning. What's nah? You could hear the URP in his voice. You listening to me on air or you listening on radio? I'm going to answer now because I agree with you. No, I agree with you 100%. And I want to tell you something. We would like to convene a council of all of our former athletes, Atto Bolden, Dwight York, Russell Latipi, Shaka Hislop, Jean Geronimo Samuel, Brian Chinleong. I would like to get people possible who have any information about sport. We want to convene them into a panel and we want to do a quick audit and assessment of where we are and where we're going, because it's important that we not just pelt money behind things that we can't do well in. But after Keyshawn Walcott showed us that mango pelting could be a real sport in Trinidad and Tobago, we have to be careful of what we leave behind. So to answer your question, we want to be guided by the professionals. You will not have a Progressive Empowerment Party government with a Shamfa Kujo jump in, jump out stunt artist as a minister of sport.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
And he's a stupid prime minister. You can't say that. You don't know how to say that. Roxo, partner, you are the problem. If you can wake up and realize that your prime minister is a failure. All right, okay, fine. So you're called to prove that you're a sycophant and a troll. Have a good day. 628-9595, 628-3131. We're entertaining the trolls this morning. Hello, good day.
Good morning.
But it's not their money they put. He should have put Sharon money there so she could cuss him this morning, not me. Good morning to them. Good morning to the entirety of Mova, Beetham, Lavantel and Sealots. You have an opportunity now to stand up and raise your voice. See? You see? Thank you. Thank you to all of them, and to you, you are a shining light in this country, my friend. Keep talking, stand firm. Blessings. 628-9595, 628-3131. Talk your talk.
Good morning.
Good morning. Day caller 628-95, 628-3131. Have a good day, caller. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I'm so far so good. How are you? No. Let me go back to what church ways. Let me pretend that we could understand. And I understand what you're saying. That people are to be vexed. People are to be vexed. But you know what I want them to do? I want them to channel that vex into their voting finger. 628-9595.
Hello, good morning.
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 Good morning,
Yeah.
Cole. If you speak up, yeah, a little bit. No, well, you see, you're saying that, and there also are some very intelligent Caucasian people, Chinese people, Syrian people taking advantage. But I want to ask you a question. I remember when Keith Rowley went up on stage and parachuted a fella named Justin Phelps. It was Justin or Giles? No, this was Justin. Paul Phelps' brother, I think it's Justin. Anyway, and raised his hand and said, this is a PNM member for life. And I am wondering at all the people in the trenches that holding up this party, that buying the tickets with a little bit of bread and butter money, and they don't get the kind of recognition and position that these overnight stunt artists. Where Stuart Young come from? When I brought up, I want to tell you something, when I brought up the issue of the fire engine that Jack Warner paid $5 million to pull up from out of the cliff, is I bring that up in the public space. You know, Stuart Young volunteered to be an attorney for the matter, and me, Stuart Young, and Candice Barrett met with Paul Daniel Naus in a tea shop across from the Pompeii Savannah, they now calling what do you call it now, Mandela Park. We met there. I asked George, I said, are you politically? He said, no, not at all. I have no interest in any of that. I may be Rowley's attorney from time to time, but I will never be. But how he end up in the position that he is minister of everything, and there are so many people who have built the PNM and they ain't get what he get. Sure, of course. But that's what destroyed Petrotray, and I feel sorry for your daughter, because unless you are... Cool, I am sorry about that. Loyalty in this country to the PNM is a waste of time. Yeah, correct. Caller, but it must hurt you. It must. You know what I want you to do? Take take Felicia number. Call us off here. I wanna come and meet with you and your daughter. I wanna do a live video with you all. I want to show the nation what yeah, okay. Felicia's number is 7694590. I say, well, when I tell you take this number, I swear you was reaching for your pencil. I know you. 769 4590. Yes. Call us after, right? Have a good day. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello. Trying to keep smiling. How you doing? It's a shame that you could say that and nobody could even argue with you. It's sad and it's disgusting. The fact that we have led these people, we've allowed these people to lead the followers astray, and I'm sad for my country. Have a good day. Have a good day, my friend. We get a lot of our retirees today, and I'm liking that our senior citizens have been disrespected. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. But you see, the PNM style is to just have an accuser. All it is an accuser. I can charge you for conspiracy to spit in on a lamppost. That's all they need. That's all they need is an accuser. People have to watch this style now. We have to wake up to the reality. Stop letting them abuse the systems of law enforcement and justice to their own advantage and benefits. And I am saying to Trinidad and Tobago, it is time for us to wake up as a people. But you said something that people don't like to hear the truth. I read something on Facebook, and it said that when you're dead, you don't know the effect that you have on other people. I mean, you're dead. And it's the same thing as when you're stupid. You don't know the effect that you have on other people.
Ken goes there.
Politics plays a big role in everything in Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to change that. And you know what? It's gutter race politics that plays the part. And we need to fix that. We need to be one people under one flag. I have never had a conversation with a person in Trinidad and Tobago who wanted a better Trinidad and Tobago that was of a specific race. All of us want a better Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to get to that point where we stand up together and work together for that. And I appreciate your call this morning. Have a good day, my friend. 628-9595, 628-3131. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Felicia, Janice, and Tony. Or the whole studio. Hi, Miss Johnson. Miss John, I want to ask you a question. Miss John, could we come and could we come and meet with you? Doctor, give her your number.
Yeah.
All right, darling. Don't work up yourself. Don't work up yourself. I hearing you. Don't work up yourself.
When we can come and see you.
Don't work up.
Mom's
Don't
when
work
we
up.
can come and see you.
We coming up by you. Take Tony number. No, don't go. Don't work up.
Yeah.
Miss John, you hearing me? I need to know you're hearing me. You hearing me? I want you to take Tony's number now because we want to come up by you. You can take his number. You have a pen and paper?
Someone ready? 688?
No, 688. 2 8. 688.
4012 4012.
4012. 12, the number 2. Miss John, I want to tell you, if you could call him when we finish on the radio after 12, because we would like to come and meet with you, but I want to ask you, don't let them work up yourself like that again. Eh? We have to work together and fix this, and we need you around for the fight, okay? Have a good day, darling. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Information. Yeah.
Well, okay, you see, my policy has been, I grew up like a man. I didn't grow up like a pussy. So I grew up like a man. If you slap me, I'll slap you back. No matter how big you are. I will climb up on you to fight with you. I'm telling you. That is how I grew up. Listen, man, it's relics I used to get in my life, but I grew up like that. As I say, they have a lot of pussies in the politics now. And what they're trying to do is play hide and seek. So it's a slew of these things now. And I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago, I remember when I gave Colm Imbert his props for taking out the traffic lights by El Socorro and Aranguez and building that. I gave him his props for that. When people do something good, I like to acknowledge that you use your time in public office to do something good. And I want to acknowledge that Kamala Prasad Dissessa is the person who removed criminal liability from the defamation statute. And she had nothing to replace it with. She just removed that. And I think that was a very right and decent thing to do. To the caller who asked what we going to do, the Progressive Empowerment Party plans to institute something called a Citizens' Bill of Rights and enshrine it into the Constitution in a way that the Parliament could never touch it after that. And you see how this stunting jackass Johnny Sukaran, aka Faris Al-Rawi, tell the nation that human rights are not absolute. A Progressive Empowerment Party government will make it absolute. To the Bush lawyers who want to say that there will be times when enforcement of law must contradict civil liberties, there will be times when that has to be so. But we have far too much law in this country and not enough systems to prevent wrongdoing. All of the crime management that we have doing in Trinidad and Tobago, that we have going on now, would become unnecessary if we manage the society properly. If we secure the nation's borders, we're not running down guns. If we secure the nation's borders, we're not running down drugs, because you can't bring the guns and the drugs in. We just need to secure the nation's borders. If we make sure that the police service functional, then we're not running down rogue police officers. And if people could have jobs, hope, opportunity, a chance to get a home and to be able to raise their family. I remember we did a show once and a caller calling. He said, Mr. Alexander, I leave Trinidad as an engineer. I can't remember, somebody in the States or England. He said, I'm a janitor, I own my home, I have 2 cars, I educate my 2 daughters, and I remain a janitor. He said, I never get no papers for where I'm a janitor, but I was able to own a home. And you know, when you listen to that, in Trinidad and Tobago, there are people working in the bank that giving people sad stories who come to get a mortgage and they can't qualify for a mortgage.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
I listened to the is the Home Mortgage Bank advertising, now for poor people there is a chance you could own your own home for those of you earning $15,000 or more. So if $15,000 is poor, nobody $15,000 is poor.
So what we saying for the people who have CPR workers?
For me, minimum wage is $2,250 a month. So you had to work for 9 months to live 1 month in your house. And I don't understand how the people of Trinidad and Tobago don't realize it is their collective strength that is being used as their weakness. That the money that belongs to all of the people in this country, even the homeless, the people who live in under the Riverside car park, they own a piece of Trinidad and Tobago and they're being cast aside by a disgusting and deviant 1% and a contract mafia using this corrupt government to feather their nest. It's time to fix it. And to the callers who calling in, I know you're suffering too. You're calling to defend PNM, but your life hard. When Miss John calling just now, I think about the people. You know what I think about? I think about Abi Pujad, Big Yard, Scorpion, St. Peter's. I think about the people in Carnage who feed Rowley daughters and wife. Is their vote? Give Rowley that work. And they had to take 30 years to get a fish market. If it wasn't for the UNC, go down there and build a health center. Them had to take taxi to St. James and join that line. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? The reality is the reality. I mean, there were some bandits in the TUNC, but they got some stuff done. I need to be able to say that too. And 4 years of Keith Rowley, this school on the corner of Paul Carew Street and Tragrid Road, 4 years and 6 months. But you see what they're doing is, in the diehard communities where they have to fool people, they're rushing to take the paper off the projects that working for the past 5 years. The community center in Diego Martin, they break ground 1 month after Rowley, give it to some family member to build, and it take 5 years to build. Come now, man.
What about the one that's opposite FCB and next to the river? There used to be a basketball court where the young used to go and play basketball. And I've gone through. And it's just a structure so it's standing up there now for how many months?
628-9595, 628-3131.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, caller. How you going? Where you calling from? Mova.
Okay, can you speak up a little bit?
Please.
Yeah.
Plenty better.
Much better.
Thank you.
Good morning, my friend. Bear with me means you're going to take 10 minutes. Now we're on a radio show. All right, okay, cool. And I'm bearing with you. Let's go. Absolutely. Wait, stop for a second. Stop for a second, right? Because I need you to take Tony's number. Because I definitely want to meet with you and talk to you. So I need you to take Tony's number, 688-4012. 688-4012. You see, you have a contribution to make. 688-4012. Now, I want to ask Janice right now here, 4012. I want you to call Tony after, because I'm asking Janice. Janice is the public relations officer of the Progressive Empowerment Party. And I want to invite you onto the show next week for a segment to discuss campaign finance reform. You interested in that? Call Tony when we off air because it's a long conversation and we have to have it, and you're spot on and you're correct, but it's not going to be taken care of in a telephone call. But next week, we'll have you on in the studio and discuss it with you then. But you, and you know, they say that, thank you, caller, and you know, Janice, when Faris Arawi recused himself from the cabinet, that made totally on air. Good morning. Caller, I want to give you sympathy. I also want to ask you to come on board with us and give us office so we could give you justice. I want to ask. Okay. Come on board with us. No, but come on board with us. What we need you is now to do, and I'm saying this to you, you can't stand on the sidelines anymore. After what you've been through, stand up with us. You're seeing that no matter what I go through, I'm standing for Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. But we in Central today with the hops. No, but we in Central today. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, we and you see that's our position too. I want to answer a question, right? Because we come in Central this afternoon. Felicia number is 769-4590. Come and meet with us in Central. We're meeting, I think, somewhere near Chuck E. Cheese's Brentwood. By that, yeah, we're meeting there for 3 o'clock. And we're having a protest. We're going and sell hops next to the Kiss Bakery every Wednesday. We're going to pick a different Quelo vendor to go and sell next to the Kiss vendor who breaking the law. And we walk in with the letter from the regional corporation that says they're breaking the law. And we're going to do it right alongside them to send a message to all of Trinidad and Tobago. It is either one law for everybody or everybody come out on the road and sell. 3 o'clock. Have a good day, my friend.
Not wrong about meet us in the gas station by the Chuck E. Cheese side.
In that area, look for the orange. You're going to see the sea of orange. Okay, bye.
Thank you, caller. Thank you.
628-9595, 628-3131.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, you can't say my co-host is Felicia and Janice. You had to acknowledge the beautiful ladies in the studio.
That's right.
Felicia and Janice. Careful where you're going, eh? Careful where you're going. Careful. Kola, I want to tell you something. All I can tell you is this. Put the Progressive Empowerment Party in government and we will find every way to bring all of them to justice. And the same way Faris could write laws that go back in time, we're going to use the president. I want to keep saying this word president. I want to hold them and ram the word president down their throat. There's certain precedents here that we will use. They're creating precedent where you could make, I want to go back in time to Malcolm Jones and T.N. Ramnath. Don't worry. Put the Progressive Empowerment Party in government and we will fix it. No, but Rowley's a liar. Rowley have 3 tongues in his head. Rowley need to come straight on all of these things. Rowley just tell the nation that AV oil file is with the DPP and the DPP say that's not true. Hey, listen, man. No, you can't say that because Gaspard would have cover for him. I like how Gaspard stand up there and say, hey, you're not, that is not true. And I like that. Hey, listen, I want to tell you something. I know, as I say to you, we could make
Thank you, Kola.
lots of questions, Janice.
Yes. A lot of questions.
Lots of questions. People want guidance. People want leadership. This double-tongued deceiver in the parliament is not the man for that job.
Morning, Kola.
Morning.
Where you going, sir?
Morning. Sexy program. Politically sexy. You talk like a midnight rubber there, boy. That is rubber talk. That is rubber talk. Trinidad, it's a wake up, man, and call a spade a spade. The man is a deceiver, a liar, failed, incompetent, waste of time. It is time to fire him. What are we waiting on? People must starve to death in this country. No. He ain't going to be Hitler, I promise you. I promise you, we will raise 1.4 million people in this country before anybody try to become Hitler. Faris will eat all them dictatorial Baghdad laws he want to write. Listen, I want to reach Lord Nelson and ask Lord Nelson. I want to ask Lord Nelson to do a new version of King Liar. This cabinet will rock Liar the Lion. And have a good day, my friend. Thanks a lot, my brother. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Good morning.
Morning, Kola. How are you going, sir? Yes.
I like how you leave me for last, sir. I go hold you in my They're not controlling my government. They just let me talk because like, they had the first hour. Careful. Wait. Stop. I need to tell you, them fellas quick to sue. 688-4012. Send your information. We will deal with it. And listen, I have the papers, I have the documents.
Go ahead.
The cabinet note reflected an agreement that was made when Faris Al-Rawi was still a director, so it's bullshit. And the country cannot have an agreement made with the government and the Nahus family with no AG present. Something is wrong. Something stinks. Something stinks. I am saying that Trinidad and Tobago, for all intents and purposes, when the deal was struck, the man was a director. He was a substantive director. Thank you for your call, my friend. They have a line in that song where they say, liar, the lion, he laughed till he sweat. You ever laugh till you sweat?
Morning. Hey, boy, Spanish.
No. Hey. Spanish. You can't
I'm
refer
going to have to
to
put my
this.
headphones to this.
No. You can't refer to this crew as my staff. They go revolt against me.
We'll go Spanish.
A what? A whipper.
A whipper. Oh, good.
Oh, God.
Janice Avenue.
Alright, we gonna bring back the cat o' nine. We gonna bring. Alright, go.
The brainwash boy Spanish, the brainwash.
Thank you.
Spanish, you gone there already, just so? Alright.
I have nothing more to add.
Have a good morning.
Morning.
People go fight to hold that whip if we bring back cat o' nine for corruption, you know. They go fight for that
Go
whip.
ahead, Cola. Yes, go ahead.
Good morning, Kola. Yes and yes. Undo and redo the judiciary to functionality. Introduce internal affairs unit. We're working in collaboration with the New York City Police Department and introduce a internal affairs unit. They cleaned up 65,000 police. We have 6,000. We also want to incentivize. I just want to say this one thing. We want to incentivize the police service and give them something like a GPA so that serial underperformers will be directed to go KFC and fried chicken and the rest will be promoted and given opportunities to do better. What year has happened? All right, listen. 688-4012 is Tony's number. Write that down now. Okay, so here what? After the show, after the show, we want some information. Let us see what we can do and we will assist. Cool? Have a good day, my friend. Thank you, my friend. No. Once the people realize we will get that tipping point, you know, it's up to the people now to wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, if I look at the voting trend for the last 5 elections, I realize people have been going downhill with the votes. That means people unsatisfied with them. So that we are going to wake up Trinidad and Tobago and have the largest voter turnout in this country's history. Have a good day, my friend. Have a good day. Have a good day, my friend. Have a good day. And Janice, and thank you. Janice, before you take our next call, I just want to say something to all the victims out there, to all the victims who hiding yourself in shame, to all the people living in poverty, to all the people who feel unrepresented and marginalized. I want you all to understand something. The Progressive Empowerment Party came out of the Jericho Project, and 20 years now, we've been fighting for the orphans, the homeless, and the disabled. This political organization is peopled by people with a heart for people. And if you are considering yourself undervalued in any way, we want you to flip that script and wake up. We want to instill in every single citizen of Trinidad and Tobago a pride of being an heir to this nation. You are an inheritor. You are a shareholder. And the Progressive Empowerment Party is here to uplift you. Feel free to call us at any time.
Good morning.
Oh, good.
Morning, caller. Load on the radio.
Load on the radio.
Load on the radio, caller.
Yes.
But look what we're doing here this morning. How you could say that you call it? But you call into a show. You know what I could be doing with my time right now? I see somebody send me an ad for a place that have a 4-hand massage. I could have... Caller, I'm making a joke to tell you something serious. The Progressive Empowerment Party stands for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But it's time for you to stand for yourself. Yeah. Alright, so here what you ought to do though. You ought to forget what Jim, Sally and Dan Raj doing and stand up too. Stand up for yourself because we have to build a critical mass of people. Come and join us. This Saturday at noon we're on Stanmore Avenue. This evening we're meeting by Brentwood for a protest. Come and join with us. Let me not use an analogy like throwing stones because we are a very law-abiding, lawful party. All we need is numbers. All we need is numbers. Stand with us. Stand. All we need to do is stand and hold hands. Stand and hold hands. 1.4 million. All right, caller. Have a good day. Don't get too stressed. Come and work with us. Come on. Thanks a lot for your call, Carl. Joke is joke here, Tony, but the reality is the poor class in this country, and I mean the middle class have become the working poor, and the poor have become destitute.
Yeah.
And they all feel like they have nowhere to go. Trinidadians is feeling like a pressure cooker.
But right now, in Trinidad and Tobago, for them, they don't have anywhere to
The
go.
People's National Movement is very aware of the Progressive Empowerment Party.
Morning, Gola. Yeah.
No, but I want to tell you this, though, caller, you're right. You're right on that, but I want to tell you something. Trinidadians are not stupid, and they know what to look for to see that the government that they vote into office is actually working from day one to make change. And we have a published list. We have 21 policies that we put out there. Mark that. We have a legislative agenda. Mark that. Somebody call and ask about what we plan to do about campaign finance reform. I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago something. We plan to make and give it teeth. We want an Elections and Boundaries Commission that is not a PNM party group. We want to make sure that if somebody run afoul of the terms and the conditions of the election, that you disqualify the candidate. That works? You like that? You like the loudspeaker car thing? So where you calling from? Where you calling from? Where in Trinidad do you live? Right, okay, but could you come and meet with us on Saturday, and we want to talk to you about all these plans and ideas that you have. Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, 4 buildings down from the Savannah. You can't miss it. We 2 buildings up from Balize House.
Thank you, caller.
Morning.
Let me explain to you how this works, right? A complaint made to the DPP, if the DPP thinks it has merit, he refers it to the police for the police to do the investigation. But the DPP, for certain crimes, indictable crimes, the DPP is the man that says if he decides if charges are to be laid. You understand that? The DPP has no investigation power. Well, it depends on the crime. It depends on the crime. There's a fraud squad, there's an anti-narcotics squad, there's a criminal investigation department for murder, there is an anti-corruption investigative bureau. It depends on the crime. In where, Grandy? Take Tony's number. We talk to you off air. 688-4012. No, we need to talk to you. We're doing a lot of work in Sangre Grande, and we want you to call us off air so we can get some information from you to see what we can do to assist you. Okay?
Did you get the phone number?
Okola, I want to say to you with an abundance of respect. No. I'm saying this to you. If you just want to vent, you could vent. If you want us to assist, take Tony's number, because we're doing a lot of work in Sangre Grande. And if you take Tony's number, we could call you. You could call us after, and we could have a conversation, see how we can get involved and assist you. Okay? 688-401.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, man.
We need to
After
apply.
12.
We need to apply to be mobile for 6'2" sexy or something for you. You remember that. Felicia watched me when I make the joke about the forehand massage, right? But she has said nothing because I'm watching all over the media. They broadcasting a story about a man who take a set of Viagra and punching and Suppligen and all kind of thing and dead while using the services of the house. Now, what is using the services of the house that could trap a young woman? And nobody say nothing. Yeah. Not Pastor Dutton. Pastor Dutton, did you miss that story? You're all over the media. A young woman was trapped. How was she trapped? That the security for the establishment, they named the establishment. So it's not like the powers that be. So I'm thinking, she was a dentist. You're bad? No? Take your calls. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Good morning.
Throwing it out one, huh?
Oh my God. Okay, but I want to ask you a question. Right? Caller. No, but I want to ask you a question, caller. You hearing me? I want to ask you a question, right? Trinidad is a dot in the ocean. And finding truly independent people to hold those positions is a difficult task. You agree? But I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago that a lot of what we have set up as our government makes no sense. Most of the functions of Her Excellency, the President, can be done by the Chief Justice and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We don't need a president. And I really question why we have two houses of parliament when the Senate is just a rubber stamp for the government. Why? What does it do? No, but we just paying a set of salaries, wasting time. We need proper systems of governance that works. And what Trinidad and Tobago should be electing is a leader. Call him president, call him prime minister, call him chief cook and bottle washer. They should elect that person separate from the house. Like how it's done in America. And the house job is to ratify, operate, and hold that man or woman accountable. You understand what I'm saying? Our system right now makes no sense. And we need to fix that. But we need to have symposiums and education. We need to talk to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and get them there. Yeah? Have a good day, my friend. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah.
Thank you, my caller.
Hello, good morning.
But you know you call me Gary, eh? You know you call me Gary. So if it's Gary you're speaking to through me, I don't mind. No, wait, but I said, if this call is for Gary, because I know Gary listens to the show. So if this call is for Gary, just be clear. Alright, that's all I say. Continue, my friend. The creative. Jesus Christ. Okay, but I want to say something to you. See the point you just raised about the member of parliament? That is such a critical and crucial point. And I want you to be able to hear that the point you just raised is the most important political conversation we need to have. Because we have to pass a law, amend the constitution so it disconnects the legislature, which is the members of parliament, from the executive, which are the ministers. We need to hire ministers like CEOs and give them jobs and use the members of parliament to oversight that they're doing their jobs. But the member of parliament should be in their office in the constituency if they're not in parliament. 5 days a week of representation. And until we get there, we're going nowhere. No, I hearing you, but I think a lot of people just fed up. But you see, all the work that people doing is standing up and talking, even you, all the talk you talk, people are waking up to the fact that we have to have these conversations because at some point, we have to take responsibility for this. Have a good day, my friend.
Thank you.
Last call? Last call.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Gola.
Morning.
Yes.
Caller, Caller, you know, besides the man that have to drive one man into the car to go to visit the office, you know that 200,000 people has come into Port of Spain to operate those offices? That's the heart of all the traffic in Trinidad and Tobago in the morning and the evening. If you decentralize all government offices to the center of the island, put what could go online, automate what could automate. In the United States of America, you getting your driver's license renew online. You don't go in license office. It's time to fix this. Trinidadians need to wake up to the reality that everything that's going on in this country, all them building that government ministry renting is putting money in fat cats' pockets. 90% of them building is building like Faris and 1 Alexandra and 3 Alexandra. The former speaker of the house built a building across from the Oval and rent it. We can't continue like this. That's where the money going. And Kola, you're talking like a pepper. The Progressive Empowerment Party says zone all schools, decentralize all government offices out of Port of Spain, remove the port of Port of Spain. Do you know that 90% of shipping containers that come onto Wrightson Road have to leave Wrightson Road? They're just there mashing up Wrightson Road and causing traffic for no reason. Move the port of Port of Spain and dovetail that, because when you're moving the port, I want you to hear this. When you're moving the port of Port of Spain, build a facility 5 times the size of the existing port so we can get into shipping business and make money like Singapore and Dubai. And we could also unstuff all containers that come into Trinidad and Tobago, because 40% of all containers that leave ships in Trinidad come straight into the country. Customs don't even take a look inside. That's where the guns and the drugs coming from. We have to fix all of that, so we know exactly how to fix it. You're absolutely correct. If you zone the schools, because when school closed, we have no traffic. So, oh God, man, Jesus Christ, Buddha and Allah. Let me get together, now, man. Mother Lakshmi help we now. Open we eyes, now, man. Have a good day, my friend.
Thank you for that. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Gola. Where you calling from? Salmon.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're going into proportional. You're going into proportional representation. Does it? You're going down the road of proportional representation. Yes. You're going down the road of proportional representation. Okay, but I'm saying to you, and I'm just saying to you, I am so impressed with how aware you are, and I love every time I hear a Trinidadian talk that they understand how it works. But I want you to know this, you're in the absolute minority. They've dumbed down the country. Felicia said earlier, we have a nation of functional illiterates. We have to educate them to what you're talking about. A lot of people hear proportional representation. They have no idea what it means. And we have to find a model that works, that instructs the governance of the country, but you are spot on, 100% correct. But we have to take the steps to get us to there. And the first step should be move the things that are not working. 9 police divisions, 14 regional corporations, 6 regional health authorities, 41 constituencies. Nothing add up, nothing line up. You can have a seamless system of management and communication. Abolish all. Replace all with 41 constituency boards of supervisors. A supervisor for public works, a supervisor for public utilities, a supervisor for education, for health, for national security. Each constituency operating with their own budget, the member of parliament responsible for the development and the maintenance of the constituency. How beautiful do you think this country will get to? We being done. You calling from Samoa? We have an office in Barataria, but we're meeting this Saturday in Stanmore Avenue. Do you have the time at noon to pass through and check us and talk with us a little bit? We're there from noon, so try and take a lunch or one, come down now. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you for
Do your ads.
yeah.